back during the plantation era, when immigrants were coming to Hawaii for work in the sugarcane fields, pineapple fields. There would always be little mistakes during the process through immigration. And one of those mistakes was sometimes you would come with one name from your country, but by the time you got to the plantation, you had a completely different name. So, a woman who comes from Sekihor, her name is Marie Veloso, but the name is put together, not separate. The place she comes from is Katugasan. As she's coming through immigration, they can't quite figure out the name Marie Veloso, so they give her the name of where she comes from, Katugasan. During her time on the plantation, in the old Pu'ukuli'i plantation in Maui, just outside of Lahaina, this woman, Katugasan, ends up being someone who's feared because they say she has otherworldly powers. But they're not good powers, they're actually bad. She finds a man who is willing to marry her, but she arranges the marriage. She makes it happen. And people are afraid of her because of her mouth and her words, which are so vile and so strong that many people believe that what she says, she can make happen. In fact, they said her mouth was so vile that one day, as she was yelling and swearing at her husband in Filipino, a bit of spittle came out of it and landed in the eye of their cat, and that the cat went blind in one eye. Not too far from where Katugasan lived was a young Filipino girl who was very beautiful, and all the boys in the camp wanted her, wanted to be with her, wanted to marry her, but overall, just wanted her. And so they were at her house one night. Her parents were out at the mahjong game, and these boys became a bit overzealous, and they began to touch her in ways that she did not like. And so, with nowhere else to go, she ran all the way down the length of the road to Katugasan's house, knocking frantically on the door. The old woman opens the door and hears the plea of this young girl, talking about the young Filipino boys who are trying to get her, maybe even rape her. Katugasan says, come inside. She has the kerosene lantern, turns it off, looking outside her door just to peek, acclimating her vision to the night. It's a full moon, but periodically large clouds cover the moon. But she sees the Filipino boys coming down the road outside her house. One of them saw her actually run up the lane into her house. And so now they're all outside the fence, the gate, talking, laughing, making jokes. And one of them can't even hold his shishi, so he does it right there on Katugasan's fence. So they're all talking and commiserating. Suddenly they hear. Now they're all quiet, bunching together, holding on to the kerosene lantern, coming down the lane toward them. From her house is Katugasan, and they're all scared. And she's not at all mean and vile like they say she is. In fact, she's very friendly. Have you boys come to see the girl? You must have followed her here, yes? Uh, yeah, we only want to talk to her. That's it, nothing else. Hmm. I'll tell you what. I know her parents are at the mahjong game and they'll probably be late. So why don't you boys go wait over there by the bungalow, the outhouse, and I will bring her to you, and you can talk. Oh, okay. And they all run to the outhouse, and they wait, and they watch Katuga-san go back into the house, closes the door. By the time all of that is happening, Katuga-san has already let the girl out of the back door, going back home the other way. The lights in Katuga-san's house go out. The boys eagerly waiting by the outhouse for the girl to come out. But all of a sudden they hear a strange As they look up, they notice the clouds moving away from the full moon. Now it's very bright. Something catches the corner of their eyes, and they look above them. And sitting on the roof is a massively sized aswang, kind of like a Filipino vampire, which usually feeds on the embryonic juices of pregnant women. But it's a shapeshifter, and so it's part human. And they say sometimes it takes vengeance on people. But there it is, massively sized aswang, and the wings begin to stretch out like this. As the moon is moving this way, the beam of light from the moon shines on the face of the aswang. And these young Filipino men can see that it's the face of Katugasan. The rumors are true. She is not only evil, she is not only vile, but she is also an aswang. The boys ran for their lives in the dark, fumbling all over each other, screaming, yelling, crying, all the while hearing from behind them. The old plantation village of Pu'ukuli no longer exists, but there are still persisting rumors of aswang in that place. But for Katugasan, where did she go after that? Where is she now? Well, new rumors have circulated of aswang sightings in all places. Renton Road, Eva Plantation villages. Could it be her? I don't know.